Hello, hello. If you're managing content for a client, whether that's blog posts, social media, or a podcast, and you're constantly juggling tabs, emails, documents, and where did I put that moments, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through my actual live workflow in Notion, how I manage a client's content from start to finish with tasks, time tracking, relations, and even my AI agent, Emma, all working together. My name is Lisa Williams. I'm a systems strategist and the founder of the Designer Studio HQ. And yes, I live in Notion. Let's get to it. So right here is a blog post that I am working on for a client. And this is a client that we work fairly deeply with. So we do a lot of things for this client and on a regular basis. So this is a pillar blog post. So we're combining a lot of things and I'm working on this. So in the beginning, when I started this, I did an SEO check for this client. We do this every few months to get a pulse on what's working, what's not, what we need to improve. And I do all of that right here in Notion. And there's tools that we reference and all of that. And then I went on to create this blog post. So this was a suggestion from my agent, Emma, to create this pillar blog post. So this is the first one that I wanted to tackle. So I said I'd like to work on this and the complete guide, and I have the page open, which I opened the page, I created it. Although you wouldn't have to, Emma could create it or your agent could create it for you. And then I have instructions. Okay. So I said, can you write the draft, please, based on Marin's instructions for Marin? So I wouldn't have to I just got carried away typing instructions for Marin twice. Anyways, here we are with everything that was done, and I did ask the post to be longer. So her instructions are between 1500, 2000 or 1800, 2000, but I wanted it to be even longer. So here we go. We've expanded it, and now I have a complete pillar blog post that I can now go through and review and look through. Do I want to add anything? Do I want to reference more content? Are the references correct? But I don't need to go through it like a fine-tooth comb because this is blog post was written based on the instructions I have for Marin in our workspace in Notion and based on the website, which Emma references as well. So if we back up for just a moment, all the resources that I have to complete content like this. So we have a workspace, which this is Marin's workspace. And so this, you would not have to have a dedicated workspace for a client. I only do this for a couple clients because we work on a deeper level with them. It's not just the standard kind of projects, and we do a lot of content, a lot of marketing tactics, and like I said, the SEO checkups, things like that. So all of that is here. We have podcast episodes, the blog articles. Yes, I have a lot in progress, but that's all right. I always come here. I have some ideas, writing. These are all views of this database. And so this blog articles is a database. We have some different databases over here that hold everything for this client. So this client can come here. She has access to this, and over here in the top right hand corner, you can see all of us have access. So there's the workspace instructions. Here are the instructions that I have for this client, and I won't go through all of these, but we do have content creation rules. And here's where the blog writing rules are. So whenever I ask for a blog post, a draft of this or topics, and we're going through topics, my Emma and I are going through topics, she will reference this creation rules as well as everything else here. And you'll see some references that I have at the top. So now we're back to completing this guide. I'm going to go ahead and close my AI here. So now I have this blog post, and I actually can read it a little bit better when I don't have it on full width. So I have this blog post, but now I've done this, and I do this like while I'm working under the time frame for this client. So I have a time tracking database that I do that in, and I track my time in. And so now I need to add a task for myself. So if I click here, actually, yeah, if I click here, I can add a task for myself, or I do have an automation created, an automation set up in this database. So remember, this is the database. I have an automation set up in this database that when a page is added, it's going to create a new task for me. So when I add a page, it's going to add a task to my task database, and then I am with this information. Okay? So then I go over to my headquarters and I can see that the task is added right here for the due date. Okay, so this is important for me and to manage the workflow and to manage my tasks and projects, all the things, because this is the page that I go to every day. So I go to my headquarters and I can see everything that's due this week. I have the Jolie, it's our web design business. So I have my tasks that I have for myself and for clients live here. And then I have my designer HQ tasks that I have for, creating all the things for that. So everything is here and I now can open this task and I can see that it's related to this client. And if I go over here, I can see there is the blog post that I have. And so this is the podcast episodes. If it's a podcast that I need to do, an episode that I need to do. And then if there's a task that also is related to a task that I'm doing, this is in Marin's database, her task database. So I can relate the task here. These are relational properties. So and that's why automations come in so handy is because I don't have to manually create the task. I can just add the new blog post and it will automatically add that task in my task database right here. Okay. So this is where I do my time tracking, the go and stop. I click go and it will add the time to my time tracking database. And when I click stop, it will add the end time and that's all I have to do. It automatically goes to my time tracking database, which is right here. And this is how I manage my time. These are new entries. So yeah, I need to go through my entries. That's the one thing is I need to go through and just classify them. Were these for a client or was this time for a client and what type it was? And so I do that. And then I have my different views here. Okay. So that's what my go and stop is that I track my time. So when I'm ready to continue working on this, I click the go and then the stop when I'm done working. Okay. So uh, this is super important that you have specific databases, specific related properties that are going to help you to track your projects. And it's really tough to manually do everything. So the automations that I have, this particular one is in the blog articles, but if you look at the podcast automations, this will add a task to my database. This lets me know that my husband has uploaded the final audio so that I can then do my work to get it published. And this is sent to the client that when I publish the episode, that it sends an email to her and it sends a notification to her, not an email, sends a notification to her that the episode is published. You can send an email too, but then the episode has been published. So she knows she can go in and then get all her related content that she needs. Okay. We do a sound bite and show notes and Instagram posts and that along with the everything that I do to publish it. So then it automatically sends her a notification that it's been published. So now she can go in and get things that she needs to, share it and market and all that. So those are all automations set up in this database. So that's why it's important to have things set up nice and neat for you, and to set them in some sort of order. And this, you want one central place. This is my one central place that I come to that has everything that I need for the day. And if I know that I'm working on a web design project specifically, like I have an active web design project, I will typically go to my dashboard here because that is not as consistent as, it takes a while for web design projects. And, I'm not working on four, five, six at a time, usually one, maybe two at a time. But I just go to my dashboard for Jolie Design Solutions, and then I have all of that there. It looks different than this headquarters. But this is the main place that I go to each day to manage that client work. I've got past due, I've got due in 30, I've got different projects. These are all of the projects that I'm working on. And then these are client projects that I have. This is my content calendar. And so now I'm able to go on with my day and make sure nothing falls through the cracks. So if this is exciting for you, if this is something that you'd like to get a handle on and get your Notion set up the way that's going to help you, you can go ahead and go to my website at thedesignerstudiohq.com and see all the things that I have to offer for Notion. And then also look in the description and you will see a web designer's project headquarters that if you're a web designer, this is a headquarters, a project all set up for you. And then I've got Build Your Notion HQ in the description, and that is an entire course I have to set up your Notion exactly. Well, not quite exactly, but I'll show you how to set up your Notion so that you have a headquarters slash command center slash dashboard that you can manage your business from. So hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.